All right, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I know it's been a little while since I've done any kind of content, and you might hear the 3D printer running in the background. We're printing a new part for one of the episodes. But I wanted to show you some cool stuff that I've been playing around with for a while. A lot of kind of nifty things with the 3D printer that I think you might like. Been having a lot of fun trying to create some content that I think is kind of different. You know, because in the first episodes of the Doctor Who series, it was all digital. We really didn't have the money to build any sets, and I was kind of worried that if the sets didn't look super amazing, that the show would suffer for that, but I don't think that's the case. I think the sets can be a little more simplistic, and we can still get the idea across. So, first of all, one of the things I've been playing with is 3D printing a digital version of the Tom Baker head. So I did this guy as a little test, because I was thinking about doing kind of a rod puppet episode, sort of toy inspired, and I thought it would be a lot of fun, so I decided to take the Tom head and see what would happen. So that was fun. Now we're also working on like a gray alien. I don't want to say too much about it, kind of a gray alien thing, and I wanted to show you a little something. Follow me. So we've got a dome. We're building his flying saucer. So we had a dome made that's going to be the top of his flying saucer. This thing is going to be really cool. It'll be small, but it'll be big enough for the puppet to live inside of and be controlled. I think it'll look really cool. But in addition to that, I wanted to go with this 50s style sci-fi look to it, and I've been experimenting with a lot of different materials and techniques. So I had these are done like with blow molding and those kind of things. He's got a very 50s style globe space helmet. And then we 3D printed this collar piece that it sits on so that he'll have this kind of very retro sort of look to his space helmet. Now you might think, my God, that thing is huge. But really it's not that big, because the helmet itself is probably the biggest part, and it's got to be big enough for the puppet head to be able to move around inside of. If you guys remember Joseph's helmet from A Leak in Time, it was a little snug, and sometimes his face would press against the glass, and I never really liked that. So I knew I wanted to do something slightly different. So hang on. Okay, so the gray alien head, which we're working on, I know it looks rather frightening right now with the way it's sort of pieced together, but it's actually a 3D print. So I 3D modeled the alien head in the computer, and then I've been covering it in fabric. And the top jaw, this one's actually a little different. I made the jaw longer on this one. This will be another character, but it's the same principle. The eyes on this one are bigger, and his mouth is a little bit longer, sort of a little more beak-like. So that's pretty cool. These guys I'm having a ball with these guys. Let me set them down real quick. I don't want them to get dirty. And a while back you saw me printing a head that I was testing. Well, this is that head. This is the head that I was testing, and I wanted to make like a ventriloquist dummy. So I was thinking, this was my first sort of early experiment with it. This is for a different show, a show about some knights that I have an idea for, and this is sort of a possessed ventriloquist dummy. It's possessed by the uncle of one of the characters, and he's there as kind of his personal Yoda, helping him out, whatever you want to call it. I know he looks sort of evil, but the character looks in contrast to how he really is, if that makes sense. So his jaw would open and close, and it'll be hinged and pinned, and then his body will be more like a traditional ventriloquist dummy, because we want it to be a ventriloquist. Okay, so along those same lines, I've been printing some of the knights' weapons, like swords and sheaths that'll sit on their belts. Having a lot of fun with this stuff. I've also been working on a Batman armored puppet. So, like, this would be Batman. Of course, the face will be more puppet-like. This is the body, the armored body, and then he'll have softer parts around it. So I want to do a little Batman short. That's something a friend and the gentleman who works on our music, Tony Diana, who does all the music for Doctor Who does most of our music. He's helping. The two of us have an idea for this Batman thing, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you. He's got some fuzz on him. Kind of where we're at with this, and a lot of experimentation went into this. So we had a lot of fun doing this, and I really think the Batman is going to be wicked when it's done. Now, in addition to Batman, I told you I've been experimenting. So, ventriloquist dummies again. This is slightly larger, a little bit different, more hinged. It's got a really good movement. I mean, it's got great movement. Never made a ventriloquist dummy before, but the principles have been around forever. So everything is 3D printed. I'm not sure how well you can see the inside, even the hinges and pieces. So I literally can just push a button and walk away, and this guy will come out just like this. Now you notice how the top of the head here is seamed on. I've learned a different way of doing this so it prints all together, rather than having to do it the way that I did it this way. And I did it the same with this one. I did it with the top of the head. You see how this has some of the build tack still on it? It's because it was sitting like this. Well, it occurred to me, after I did this, why don't I just print the entire head all the way up? Instead of stopping and doing the seam around the edge. And that is what I did with this guy that I showed you a minute ago. See, the head doesn't have any seams. And see, he's all polygonal because he's supposed to look like he's chipped and carved out of wood. But so it just sits on the printer like this and prints all the way up. And it was an experiment. It worked great. So my favorite thing that I've been printing, don't look, is a dragon. Now this is a puppet. This is a puppet I've been working with. I had a little bit of warping right here. What I ended up happening is when I glued the two pieces together for the bottom jaw, I actually printed this piece too long and I didn't realize it. So that when the mouth was closed, it would stay open like that. So I used a heat gun and I bent it. Now it's not going to matter because a little bit of body filler, and this is going to be covered in fabric anyway, or it's going to be scaled. So any of that will be hidden, and actually the wrinkles kind of help. They look kind of cool. So, and the eyes fit in really good. He's got horns that come off. This thing is going to be wicked when it's done, and I'm so excited to show it to you guys. But I know what everybody's really wondering about is Doctor Who. Doctor Who, our set is almost done. I don't want to show you yet because I'm kind of jazzed about it and really excited. But I'm going to show you one more thing. So I've been working with translucent materials, and the Gray Alien project, which I'm working on, there's going to be a lot of moving parts, a lot of things held together magnetically, and he's got a backpack in addition to the helmet that he wears. Oh, everything fell. Give me a sec. Right now everything's just tacked on. So check this out. Okay, so his backpack, which is kind of like a breathing unit as well as like a power pack. It powers all of his devices. This is fresh out of the printer. No cleanup is done to it. I just popped in the translucent piece so I could see what it would look like, how it would glow. And we've gone with blue here. We're going to have green on the inside of his helmet to give him sort of a real creepy look. But this way we can do some night shoots. And I want to add some other elements in here of some other colors that we can insert, because this is hollow. And I can drill through and put different other colored LEDs inside of it. I think it would look wicked cool. But I'd love to hear your comments. Tell me what you think. I'll be showing some Doctor Who stuff pretty soon. I've got a Doctor Who video that of the experiment of the rotor going up and down from a little while ago. It shows you some of the colors. It shows you the size of the rotor. I might throw that up there. Maybe I'll even insert that into the end of this video just so you guys can get an idea of what I've been working on and how it's going. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And again, thank you to all the new subscribers. I know we're not a huge channel, and that's okay. I just make this stuff to have fun. We're working on some of the new Star Trek stuff. We're having some issues with Star Trek, and if any of you are Star Trek fans, you probably know there's the Star Trek fan film thing is very touchy, and the reason why we've taken so long to come out with any new episodes or any new content beyond the teasers is because we're trying to make sure we're doing it the right way so that we don't get in trouble and we don't make CBS angry, and we want to make sure that we're not insulting anything or doing anything that might be considered derogatory. But anyway, thank you for watching. Always, we love having you watch, and I really love hearing your comments. If you guys comment, I will always respond. I don't care how many of you comment. I'm always very enthusiastic to see who's watching and to see what you think about what we're doing. So give me a comment, a like, and if you really like what you're seeing, share it out there and let people see what we're doing. Anyway, take care.